Hello and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. This is going to be the second episode in the Uncut series. This episode is all going to be about getting debut done, so this raid was quite an intense one. But as soon as I began, I tried to push out from the spawn on customs, because customs is a hotbed of players right now in PvP. And all I needed to do was get 5 scav kills. So I just want to get over this area as fast as possible, and then get into fighting the scavs that are on the other side of this mount. Now, that doesn't go according to plan, because I don't know if I spawned in late, or what these guys were doing. I didn't even know this was really a spawn you could get. But, spot a couple of guys spawning in here. Now, kind of feel bad for this one, but, I mean, it was going to be a 2v1, so I just evened the odds. I don't know if he was, AFK when he was in the queue, or he disconnected. So, I kind of feel like, that wasn't a very nice kill, but it's Tarkov. You've got to take every opportunity and advantage you can in the game. So I immediately try and put some distance between me and the guys that just spawned in. I mean, I've killed one of them, but I don't have a line of sight on the other one. And I've pretty much given away my position, so I try to back up here, keep an eye on the body and whatnot. But it was a really weird scenario. Like, they were definitely together, but they just got, like I never felt like the guy went back to his friend's corpse. So I just try and play around this area, but you can hear it's like, it is kicking off. There's gunshots everywhere. I was hoping I was going to be able to score some cheeky kills of people running across land bridge, because now those land bridges, you tend to run out of stamina if you've got a moderate amount of equipment halfway through, so you really are a sitting duck. But other than that, nothing really interesting happened up until a few minutes later, which case I'll speed the video up. But at this point, I just really want to kill scavs. I want to get the mission done, because even if I die but I've got the 5 scav kills, I'm still making progress. But I know I don't really have the weaponry for a fight of this engagement, because it's a single shot, well, a semi-automatic 10 round, internal magazine. If I've got the distance, it's a fair fight, but at the moment in time, if they've got an automatic weapon, it's going to be very difficult. But I get to this position here, and I do manage to catch sight of them again, but unfortunately I just feel the angle itself is far too, you know what I mean? Like, if I had managed to shoot them and kill them, it would have been fantastic. But I just held my fire. That guy there, I was trying to line it up, but then there's a second guy, and I just couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't get a clear shot. And I'd rather not mess up that shot, and tell them I'm there. I mean, it's a weird area to play in. The thing I love about Tarkov, and the thing it does well over other shooters, is verticality in this game is an actual factor. At the end of the day, if you can roll and get an angle under something and kill someone, the game will let you do that. Most FPSs will just block you. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you've got line of sight on someone and you shoot, 9 times out of 10, you are going to be able to hit them. Another thing I just noticed rewatching that footage is the second guy, as he passed, definitely had an extra weapon on his back, so I definitely think they did go back and loot their buddy. Which, if I'd have been in a better position, like if I'd have played it right and I'd have got more overwatch on the body, I probably would have been able to pop him when that was going down. But it's one of those things, hindsight's 2020. This is why I love early wipe though, because it is far more viable for you to go 1 to 3, like 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2. I just tanked around right to the head there. You see my heart rate just starts skyrocketing. I don't know how, I managed to survive that ricochet. It was just straight up, nearly that nearly took me out of the game. I'm not sure if that was them or that was Sniper Scav, because I know there's a Sniper Scav that spawns on there that did have overwatch on that position. But I looked earlier to see if he was there to try and kill him, and I didn't see him. That's not to say that he just wasn't on the other side, but that was intense. That's why though I'll always buy that cheap green penis helmet, because it's like 1,800 rubles. And it can save your life. Like, if I didn't have a helmet on at that point, that would have been me dead. Now, there are some people that think helmets don't do anything, and I can completely understand that sort of mentality, simply because when you're getting towards the late game and everyone's running armor that's going to pen tier 6, yeah, that makes sense. But, you know what I mean, like, if you still, even at the very end of the game, there's still scavs that run buckshot and things like that, and that will stop those rounds. So it's not a fantastic one. At this point, I'm hoping I can catch some guys running towards us, but weirdly enough, I feel like every, like, PMC spawned on the other side of the water. I feel like if I'd headed the other direction at the start of this match, I would have had that whole customs area, the customs office area, to myself. So once I get to the top of here, I sort of regress back to my original plan, which is to get scav kills. Now, I go for a slightly ambitious scav kill. Now, I don't see the guy up there that's usually up there, the sniper scav, which would have been a nice one to get, but then I think, can I get this guy? And I think that's definitely a 300 meter shot. So I'm steadying, I'm making sure that I've got, you know, everything ready for the shot, and then I'm just holding, waiting off, and he keels over dead. Someone else killed him before I got to make that shot, which I think is just tragic. Like, I had so much time to take that shot there, and I thought, you know what, let's make this count. You know, it's a long shot, take a few seconds, and just the power of my mind killed that scav. I didn't even have to fire a bullet. So I just try and find other scavs around the map. I know there's a few scavs that hang around between here and, you know, the other side, the old gas station. But I'm going to be honest with you, I just couldn't find any. I think it's because there was that many people trying to do debut that it was just, you know what I mean, like the scavs were dying left, right and centre. But I keep an eye out as I'm moving through. I don't particularly want to go down the bottom here. I go to have a look, but I've sped up the footage because nothing really happens. I don't really want to get into a fight. I just want to get my scav kills. You know, like if it was a mission to kill PMCs, I'd be chasing these shots down, but I just want to get my scav kills and get out. Now, there's no one, you know, the crack den up there. So I'm thinking the best probable way for me to go to, like, you know, get through this area is probably through this little area here with, the, you know, the little garage area. How many times can I say area? That's going to get annoying. Anyway, I push through there, and I remember that there's a really good amount of scavs spawn at the construction works area. God damn it, I did it again. So that's going to be my heading for the next few minutes, simply because, you know, there's usually like 5 or 10 spawn there. But I also know there's a good chance of, you know, Reshala spawning, so I don't want to be too aggressive just in case I run face first into a scav boss. Now, as you can hear, it's still really active. Another thing is, did they change the timers on customs? Because I spawned in and it was like 35 minutes. I thought customs was around about 40-45. But that's besides the point. Usually I know there's a bunch of scavs on that area, and I saw those tracers and immediately realised the scav boss is up. Now, it presented a really good opportunity for the scav boss, because A, if I kill him and all of the stuff, like all of these goons, A, I'm going to go get my scav kills. Without a doubt. You know, there's 5 scav kills that I need to get. There's usually scav boss Reshala and his 4 to 5 guards. And B, the loot would be insane. But one of the big problems is I don't have the best weapon to do it. You know, in this area here, if you'd been at the gas station, different story. Lots of places, like you can get Overwatch on the gas station and pick off a bunch of guards. Here, not as easy. They've got access to grenade launchers, they've got access to mounted LMGs, and overall very difficult. I'm going to try it because, you know, the thought of having 5 fully decked out AKs and, you know, good armor, really appealing. Like, this is my second, well, technically third raid in the wipe. First one doesn't count because I died. So my plan of action to take on the scav boss is basically to get onto the left hand side. You know, that area where you've got to go in the double-story cabin to pick up a document. That upstairs bit with all of the, you know, the scaffolding directly overlooks this compound. There's a bunch of stuff you can hide behind, and that's my genuine go-to spot if I encounter a scav boss in this area and I've got a scoped weapon. But I've got to get past this area. Now, as you can see, I really struggle getting round, in a prone state here. I don't know, like, what it is. There might just be some, collision physics there that don't work right. But so far so good. And then I decided to take a pit stop under this little truck thing. Simply because, I mean, like I said before, verticality in Tarkov's really good. If I could get a shot on one of the scav boss guards or the boss himself, it would be really nice just to put one down. But I'm very dubious of trucks and as cover in this game. I don't know if it's like a bug or it's intentional, but the amount of times I have been sniped by like scavs and scav bosses using the truck as cover. Like, I don't know if they just don't see it as an object, but it's not great. So basically the hard drive with my recordings got full, so I had to get to this place and then like lie down, reset delete, make some space, and then restart the recording. That's why there's a bit of a gap. But I do loot this box, which, like, this early in the wipe, it gives me the holy grail of items. And you can see that momentarily my brain stops working where I try to, fit it all into the secure container. Not my finest moment, but look at it. 2 hoses, 2 nails, there's a thermometer? There's a thermometer, right? I don't know, it's worth about 35 to 50 grand, and you know what I mean? At the beginning of the wipe, that's big money, that's a weapon. That's why I love this upstairs area, it's got such good loot in it. But it also overlooks the compound really nicely, which is, as I said, my mission now is to kill Scav Boss. Yeah, this is probably my favourite spot in the whole of Customs. Not just because of the loot, but even from here, if you've got a reasonably scoped weapon like an EOTech, you can shoot into the old gas station. If the Scav Boss is there, you can take out, a couple of the guards before even getting anywhere near it. But the other thing that's good about it is there's tons of Scavs spawns underneath, so if you need to kill Scavs, they're there. Now I see this player Scav, and I'm a terrible shot, so I don't take the shot. Because then I see another player Scav on the left, but then I start getting shot at by a guard. Luckily the post is in the way, so I thought, I'll take this opportunity. Now I hit that guard, square in the face, and he did not go down. He physically got off the gun and ran away. Now, that was telling me one thing. My weapon, PS rounds about 28 pen, it is not going to cut it. So if I'm going to take out this Scav Boss, I'm going to have to get a lot of headshots. And then I start hearing someone walking down below me, which, not a massive concern, but I do want the scav kills. So if I can get a couple of easy scav kills, even if I die to the scav boss, I'm not too fussed. I'd like to get the scav kills though to make progress to the mission. Like I said in the previous video, I treat Tarkov like a grind. It's like an RPG. As long as I'm making progress, I don't care about dying. Now I totally fluffed this up. Like, he should have had me dead. If I hadn't turned around at that right moment, I think that buckshot would have caught me in the chin and killed me, and that would have been the end of it. I run over here, not because I have any tactical plan, I just got scared, as you can tell by my heart rate. And then, luckily, popped him as he came up the stairs. Now, not the cleanest shot in the world, but pretty quick reactions. I love it how it flashes red when you can see. Then I start getting dinked by Scav Boss again. But it's just, everything starts going to hell in a handbasket real quick. Then I decide to loot this guy, and again, I'm, not the best looter in the world, so please don't have an aneurysm when you see me trying to, steal all of his stuff, but also trying to examine it in the worst possible position ever. What you should have do in this position, like, take the bag, then take the stuff out of the, like, you know what I mean, like, search the pockets, pop the stuff in there, take that stuff into your bag, you know what I mean? Try and get the loot into the containers, and then double up the containers and get away with the loot into somewhere more secure. I didn't do that, not really. I pretty much just searched everything, which was terrible, but again, I didn't die, so, point in my favour. So things started to calm down after that. I looted this guy's rig. Wasn't really much good in it. I liked the delta point, that was about it. Kept everything else. I finally had enough room to rejiggle everything, so the thermometer and the SMS went in my secure container. But mainly now I was just trying to focus on getting shots onto the scav boss and any guards I could find, but I just could not get any angles on them. Like, I don't know if they were preoccupied elsewhere or they just, went back inside after getting started on, but weirdly enough, I couldn't find any more scavs, couldn't find any more scav bosses. So after a couple of more minutes just looking, trying to see if I could spot any, loose scavs just to pop, I decided to go and sort of, loot the rest of this place, because I remember I didn't actually get to the point where I could loot it, because I started getting shot at. In here I don't really find much. The ammo's not brilliant, the magazine's not really useful. It's a weird gun, the PPSH. It seems like it should be great, but it's never like one of those guns I have bought specifically to use. You know what I mean? Like, if you've got the money, it's not something you tend to buy. It's something, oh well, my scav spawned with it, so that's what I'm using, you know what I mean? So this is where I get my first proper shot at, like, taking out a scav guard, and my zero was a little bit low there, so I was probably hitting mostly chest shots, but weird enough, they can like really aggro you on this spot. Now, usually speaking, you need more distance than this, so that they just sit and you can, plan your shot carefully. But even if I'd had that amount of distance between me and the scav, it probably wouldn't have worked out any different. Simply because the 7.62 by PS round hasn't performed as good as it usually does early wipe. Usually it's got around about 30-32 pen. So with that, you could probably go through class 4. But we do get an extra scav coming up here, actually. I don't think it was a player scav. I think that might have been a normal scav. But you went down all the same. But I definitely think the PS round for the 7.62 is just not the best starting round at the moment. I don't know why. Every other wipe it's been a solid round to use. Maybe it's better in a fully automatic weapon. But I'm starting to take a lot more damage, and my supplies aren't looking great. So I think I give it one more shot against the scav boss, but it's one of those things where I didn't have the right weapon at the right time. If I'd had even a Mosin with a better round, that would have been fantastic. A scoped Mosin would have put them down no problem. But I think a combination of the PSO scope not having the longest range on it and the PS round not doing enough penetration, it just means taking out a scav boss with this setup isn't the best. In this position, yeah, it's probably best off just to leave. I give it one more go, but it doesn't end well. I don't die, but it's definitely, you know what I mean, like, 9 minutes, there's absolutely next to no chance I'm going to kill him. See, there's a Mosin there, but it's not got a scope on it, which is to be expected, to be fair. Yeah, I'm glad I put that scav down in one shot. With a Mosin, the condition I was in, he probably would have just one-tapped us. I take the LPS though, just in case there's any other scavs about want to pick that up and try and, use it against me. But I have one more exchange with the scav boss, and it's just literally 2 shots and I am nearly crippled. I do think it was super ambitious to even attempt to take out the scav boss in, third raid of the wipe, but sometimes you get lucky. I see them all going there, and then he just starts tagging me. That kind of looked like killer, I'm not gonna lie. It could have just been a well-dressed scav boss, but those were definitely tracer rounds, so it should have been T45M, and honestly, like, 2 more shots I probably would have been dead. I didn't realise this wipe, you get heavy so quick, like, you fill up on weight so much more easily, which is going to be fantastic for leveling strength, like, no doubt about it. But it also makes loot a lot more, what's the word, you're going to have to be more picky with your loot. You're not just going to really go, oh well, we'll pick everything up, and then drop it as we find something better, it's got to be worth slowing your PMC down for. After I patch myself up from that last exchange, I decide just to move on. I've got some reasonable loot. I'd like to get the nails, well, the other pack of nails find and raid. I don't particularly want to lose anything that I've got. I think it's a reasonable kit for this point in the wipe, so I just decide to start heading towards extract. Now, nothing massive happens. I decide to go on the left hand side simply because I feel like there's going to be less chance of running into scav boss, and getting immediately one shot on the right hand side. So I go left. Usually the gas station is a great place to get scav kills. I do manage to get the one in there, but unfortunately I don't get any more than that. I don't know what it is, I just feel like I could not find any scavs this raid. Even though I fought 3 of them, usually customs you can find them like left, right and centre. Now, clap that scav and then just headed straight to extract. But overall I think it was a decent raid. We got 1 kill at the start. I wasn't really looking for PvP. I really just wanted to get these scav kills. And I'll take 3 out of 5 kills and a survive. Because now that I'm level 5, because of this raid, I can get daily raids, like daily missions, so I can use those missions alongside, and hopefully I get like a customs kill scav mission as well, so I can do both at once. I was really hoping that scav boss was going to be, up and still alive, because that would have been a quick kill, and even though the durability of the sniper rifle would have been bad, it's still a sniper rifle at the end of the day, which would have been nice to have. Now, I don't even bother checking the secret stash on the left hand side here, because usually speaking that gets hit at the beginning of the raid. I do find this bait bag though, and I don't know if someone just dropped it by accident, but I felt like that was a trap waiting to happen, so I just scooted right on past it, didn't bother looking at that. Well, I do look back at it, but I don't, search it. But by this point you're home sweet home, unless there's someone waiting in the extract for you. I thought maybe I got a cheeky scav kill up there and then there was just a dead body. I was like, you know what, nah, I'm good, let's get out. And we just extract. End up with 1 PMC kills, 3 scav kills. Not overall terrible. Now, we got a lot of our XP from healing, to be fair. After the scav boss messed us up, you do generally get quite a bit of XP from healing up. I think it gives an XP breakdown at the end here, but yeah, 2.9k XP, not bad. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you had a good day. I'll see you next time.